What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for tuning in. Welcome back to Ghost One More Mod. Typically when I say I am excited to showcase or review a product, I am, but today I'm just thrilled and I'll just say honored to be the first person to hold in my hands Phantasm 2.0. This is production model 0002. 0001 is with Craig, so this is the other one in existence, and it is my hands, and I'm just thrilled and honored to be able to review this. So because this is just the second one, there are some things that possibly could change, but there are a handful of things that seem like they're pretty much set. And let me just go off a couple of these things that make this a 2.0 revision. A new redesigned PCB, moved away from a relay remote to a solid state remote, a new PLA metal finish, the circuit board relays a new housing element for the motor which generates more fog, a new chute design for the new relocated center stack fan. That's right, the fan is now dead center. Relocated USB port, and last but not least, a center top mounted LED for that center fan. But it doesn't stop just there. He sent me this along with some other parts that I don't know if I can show these to you. So let me pause here for a second. All right, permission was granted for me to show you everything that I have, although you may not get everything that I have because I'm experimenting with a couple extra parts. But this is the new Phantasm Fogger 2, and I have model 002 along with the corresponding remote. The remote appears to be the same. The fogger at first looks to be the same, but we now notice that we have a couple extra vents, and this material here feels the same as before. Same thing on the side, but this is the new PLA metal finish I was talking to you about on the top and the bottom. It feels really good and it looks really good. One thing you might notice right away, besides the top center stack vent along with the LED, there is no USB-C on the top anymore. It's actually been relocated right here. At first I was like, oh no, I like the top, but when I realized when I was doing all my other fogger tests, I never charged it while I was in the trap. I always dumped it out of the trap for every single fogger that I was comparing. So that is not that big of a deal, but the main thing too is it really cleans up this top. So it's very clean, there's less things, you just have your on-off switch as before. So let's open this up. Once again, the same magnetic door, which just snaps right into place super easily. And here is the new layout and new design. As you can see, we have our motor pump here, our battery is now on the top, our center stack fan, and then a completely new redesigned chute. So as you can see, here you go. This is where it comes in, has nowhere to go, comes back, goes up through that center vent. This is the fan, and here is the LED. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that fan back in, place this pump back in. Just as before, this is already filled, ready for us to go. So that is the fogger. Let me show you some things that are familiar and some things that appear to be a little different. We do have our PCB along with transmitter and LED that appears to look similar, but I'm sure there were probably some engineering tweaks that were done. And then of course our familiar pedal switch, which was the first one to market with a pedal switch. And of course our power switch, which goes on top of the trap. And that appears to be about the same as well before. However, one thing that was noted in the instructions that they were probably going to get away from AAA batteries, and he did. So for some of the later versions of Phantasm 1, this already happened, but it appears that this is going to be an ongoing theme for Phantasm 2. So that is our flat 2032 batteries. And now these are the parts that I am experimenting with. I have not one, but two different color LEDs that I'm going to be experimenting with to kind of give my input of what I think is a cool effect. So here is part of the video which I don't know if this will be any relevance to the masses when Phantasm 2 comes out, but I've been tasked to try different lights and give my opinion on it. So this might not be a thing that you guys have to worry about. You might just order a certain color. I don't know if he's going to release different colors or whether he's just going to pick one or whether he wants to give options and you guys install it yourself, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to swap this LED if you are just interested in doing modding stuff. So I'm going to take the chute out like so, and with the chute out, then the fan, and then to get the LED out, just push on the LED, pull this out here. That is the LED. I will get a small flathead. That is the first Phoenix connector on the bottom. And if you have a hook tool or a very small flathead, you can get that out. So there we go. This was the green, and then it would be the reverse order. So next up, I'm going to try something that says B. And get my flathead and just kind of get that seated. And then it is just the reverse order. So we're going to put our light in, and then after our light, our fan, that slides in there. Then we put the pump back with the chute and the opening face up. There we go. And I'm not going to necessarily put this in the trap. Actually, let's do it. Let's put it in the trap. But let's go for a little bit of effect. So that is blue. Curious what you guys think about that. Interesting. Let me see what it looks like with the doors closed. It's all right. Fan, chute. Get this one seated. Bright white. That is a very, very clear bright white. I am curious now how much white that would be. If I hook it up to the pedal, then I get the extra LEDs on the side. So let me hook that up to the pedal. I'm in mode 2, that way it will smoke right when the doors open, just how much white it'll be. I mean, holy smokes. That is a lot of light output, for sure. We should still be in mode 1. So now this is green with the LEDs on the side using the pedal. Yeah, I just kind of... I don't know. I kind of dig that green. I kind of dig that green. I mean, it's tough because color is so subjective. That's trying to like say what the best color car is, but if I had to rank it, I'm going green, white, blue. I just feel like the blue, when using the pedal, turn this off, with the 3 white LEDs on the side plus the blue, I feel like that's going to diffuse that blue and make it more like a sky blue. I don't know, a light blue. And the blue's okay, but I'm trying to think what kind of theme it goes with. Something about that eerie effect. I like how that just kind of highlights the fog and it leaks through. Yeah, I'm kind of digging the green. That was the swapping of the LED. I don't know if that is going to be a thing for you guys. You know, this is the only thing that we had a little bit of a difference in opinion in. As a modder and someone who likes to tinker, I like to have the option to kind of like change things. I have no idea what Right Coast Props is going to do. I don't know if they're just going to say, this is the color and this is the new color for Phantasm 2, or whether they're going to offer more than one color and at the time of purchase you say, I want a white, I want a green. I don't know how that's going to unfold, but he wanted to kind of get my opinion, kind of get my thoughts. As I said earlier, I dig the green. I just feel like it kind of has more of a Ghostbusters theme, but had no issue with the white. The green just kind of was like a change, and you know, from some of the leaks of the Spirit Trap, it looks like they were gonna have like a green theme going on. So I don't know, I'm kind of digging this green. Yeah, the upgrades are just phenomenal. However, there is one thing I need to test, and what blew my socks off in the first video when I did the 3-way comparison was Right Coast Props Roasted Marshmallow. I'm gonna drain this atomizer, fill it up with some pink slime, and I'm curious what pink slime smells like, so let me fill this up. Although this has nothing to do with the Phantasm 2, this I guess will be the first review of a pink slime. Roasted Marshmallow really took me back. I didn't give any extra points for it, saying it wasn't just visual, but you know, the scent enhanced the experience. All right. Okay. Turn this on. Here we go. What is... It's such a great contrast to Roasted Marshmallow, where Roasted Marshmallow is a bold, rich scent. This is very contrast. This is a light, sweet scent, and it's like, it reminds me of like a kid's bubblegum toothpaste. That's what pink slime is. That's what it smells like. I don't read good. That is so hard to see. I never even... Can you even read that? I couldn't even see that. It's bubblegum scent. Well, I know my nose is good. Phantasm Fogger 2. At first, when I found out that he was coming out with the second version, I will admit, I was like, are they just adding a light? Which would have been fine, because in my previous video of the comparison, I was taken back by the light. When I first heard that there were different companies and doing a light, I was like, meh, the trap already has lights in it. But when I did see it in person, I saw the effect that it gave, and that it just kind of enhanced the fog that was coming out. And I was like, okay, I can see some value in that. So I was like, okay, you know, they're gonna add a light, but it's not just that. Going through this now, I have counted over 11 changes in total. Craig says it is completely redesigned. I mean, I think the only thing that appears to be the same is the shape of the box. You know, and that's just because of the dimensions of the trap. You know, Maybe the power switch is the same. But overall, so many things have been rearranged, re-engineered. I know there are going to be people out there that are going to ask for my recommendations, so I'm just going to be point blank and blunt. If you don't own a fogger, is this the one I think you should go with? Absolutely. If you own another brand fogger, is it worth switching? I say yes. If you already have a Right Coast Props Phantasm 1 fogger, is it worth upgrading? I'm going to say flip a coin. If you are one of the fortunate few to already have a Phantasm fogger in your hands, good for you. I know I would be happy with it. When I was doing the review, I was like, man, I wish I had gotten one. But that being said, because it's always constantly sold out, which is a good thing and bad thing, I don't think there would be any issue flipping it and selling it and getting some money, and then you could take that and upgrade if you wanted to. So if you have one, you're happy with it, keep it. If you like some of these features that I was able to cover and the new layout, the new look, the amount of fog, and you see the value in it, I would say you're not going to have any issue selling it to, you know, one of the Facebook groups, or, you know, maybe a local member in your Ghostbusters group. And yeah, it is worth an upgrade. I'm impressed, and if anyone is on the fence, I have not seen a better fogger out there. It is not the cheapest, just like I said last time, but now even more so, talking about value, there's even more value now with the re-innovations that he's, you know, done with this fogger. So price is the same, but you're getting more. It is the most premium and the best fogger that I have seen, I have reviewed, I've touched, and I have installed. So I am genuinely curious what you guys think. If you don't have a fogger, do you think you're going to go this route? Do you think you see the value in it? If you already have a different fogger, or if you have a Phantasm Fogger 1, do you think you might make the jump? I am curious. I'm just absolutely thrilled. But I feel like there's just one thing missing. I feel like there is one thing. You know what it is? It would be some trapdoor covers from Right Coast Props, or as I like to call them, the Gridline Mod Delete. So there are these little covers right here. If you look at the trap, you will see the inside. You will see what I like to call these grid lines right here. And it's not that pleasing, and it doesn't look like that in the movies. So there is a 3D print file on his website where you can take these, and the install is pretty complicated here. You basically take it and you push in, and now instead of looking like that, it is just a nice, smooth, flat look. So that took about 4 seconds for that side, and I'm gonna take this and snap that in there, and that took another 4 seconds. So if you want this look for the cheap, go to rightcoastprops.com, get the 3D print file. If you are not 3D print savvy like moi, hit him up. I'm sure he'll give a reasonable price on printing a pair for you. If you ask pretty please, just tell him Ghost 111 Mod sent you, and convince him to give me a Attenuator 2.0. Like I said, I'm shooting my shot here. Why didn't I do that a long time ago? Well, timing wise, it worked out good because we're doing Right Coast Props stuff. Bravo, Right Coast Props. I'm excited for you to release it. I'm not sure exactly when this is going to come out, but my gut tells me it's probably going to be mid-summer 2025. That's just my guess, but keep your eyes out. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, or maybe you want any secret intel, leave a comment. And if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Catch you guys next time. Out.